Hello! I've been eyeing up this Tombow art bag for a while. I found it on Amazon and it can be bought with a whole bunch of Tombow pens inside, but the price increases hugely. So I just wanted the empty bag. I'm still looking for the perfect art bag. Will this one be it? Let's find out because I bought it. Firstly, just a bit of backstory. You may remember I bought this Jazza art bag earlier in the year. I did a video on it and I'll link that at the end of this one. I think the general consensus by everyone is it was very overpriced, and while it's very nice quality, I found it is not suitable for purpose when it comes to being an art bag. But all is not lost. I'm actually using it as a laptop bag because it's really great for that. This front pocket here was designed to hold the laptop cable and transformer bit. That works so well for it. I haven't got it in here at the moment. And in the other storage areas I have other various electronics, a small travel microphone and filming gear in general. But once I have all of my filming gear and the laptop in here, there really is no room for art supplies. So I'm just going to keep this as a laptop bag, albeit a bloody expensive one. But I really want something for my art supplies, and at the time of filming this, I don't think there are any other reviews on the Tombow bag, so I thought I'd buy one and try it out. I'm taking another one for the team here. Let's get into it! When the Tombow bag first arrived, it was neatly packaged like this, and I was thinking, it's not very big. Here it is against the Jazza bag for comparison. But wait! We're in for a little surprise with this bag. I'll just move the other one out of the way and we'll focus entirely on this one. Because while it was packaged like this, it actually folds out completely and the bag itself is a whole lot bigger than I was expecting. I'll just get it assembled here. And yes, I'm still cleaning my studio, but I thought I'd take a break from that to show you this bag because I thought you'd be really interested in it. I know so many of us just struggle to find a perfect bag that just does everything we want it to. I will go over everything in more detail in a while. I just thought I'd put the whole bag together so we can see what it looks like when it's fully assembled and unfolded. I like how neatly compact it was when it first arrived, but I like it even better now that I've unfolded it and see how large it is, with the large Tombow logo emblazoned on the front. And here's the Tombow bag next to the Jazza bag for size comparison. Jazza is a bit wider, but Tombow is much deeper. But the biggest issue that I had with the Jazza bag, and it's actually a small thing, is the side pocket for a water bottle. It's not big enough. But check out the one on the Tombow. That's looking so much larger, although maybe not quite as strong. Here to test out these side pockets is my absolute favourite drink bottle, this mini thermo flask. I like to carry this everywhere with me, but it ain't gonna fit in here. Let me demonstrate. The strap also gets in the way. You can see that buckle is right on top of that side pocket, and you can see my water bottle is nowhere near going to fit in there. That, for me, was the biggest deal breaker with this bag. I was really disappointed that I just can't fit my regular size water bottle in it. But let's check out the Tombow one, and hopefully this one's not going to disappoint me. Once again, the strap is kind of in the way. I guess it's unavoidable because it's on the side of the bag, but look at that, it just goes in there so easily. And there's another one on the other side, so already this Tombow bag is winning. It looks like it would fit any standard size half-litre water bottle. But I get the impression that these side pockets are designed to hold other things like pens as well. They are a little flimsy, so I'm not sure how long it's going to hold up, but the pockets are nice and wide and go the entire depth of the bag, which I really like. And then on the front is a smaller side pocket here with a zip, so I'm just going to open that up and see what we can put in there. The Tombow logo had a bit of paper stuck to the back of it, so I'm just going to pull that out. We'll just chuck that away. But it's quite a big pocket, and lots of things could be stored in here. I might chuck my car keys or wallet in there, although I tend to prefer having my wallet in the middle part of the bag so it doesn't get stolen. But let's open the main chamber. I love that it has this really massive lid with a mesh pocket inside for more storage. We'll come back to the lid because you'll see how well it works in a while. But the rest of the bag is one huge chamber with a couple of inserts that I'll show in a minute. But you can see it's really big. It's very simple. There are no other pockets pockets inside here, but these two little inserts have Velcro on them, and this is reminiscent of a camera bag because you can put these in and create little segments inside the chamber so that you have 3 areas rather than just one large one if you want to. And of course you can put these wherever you like because the Velcro strips run the entire width of the bag. In a camera bag, the purpose of these is to separate your camera body from other lenses so that they aren't all banging about against each other. And I just happen to have my camera bag here, so I might as well pull my camera out and see if it will go inside this bag. Now this Tombow bag is nowhere near as padded as a regular camera bag. I sold my heavy DSLR camera with all of its lenses, and I've just got this much lighter Leica camera with built-in lens, so it's just a larger compact camera really, but that fits in the bag beautifully. So one of the options I could have here is having my camera in the bag and then the rest for art supplies. Speaking of which, let's put some in. So I thought I would see how much I could actually fit in here. I've stuck this entire box of Kmart markers in there, and I also have another marker box. These are the Artex acrylic markers, and this entire box just fits into that middle section, but I think that gives a good indication as to how deep the bag is. And the lid still fits over the top, so I could zip that up easily. I'm going to take the camera out for now and just fill it up entirely with art supplies. I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't put all these things in the bag together. I'm just more getting an idea of how much big stuff will go. Let's see if the Crydrufi modular art box will fit in here, because that is something I would probably carry with me in a bag. And with a bit of jiggery pokery here, it does indeed fit in the bag as well. I'm so happy about that. And this is where I just started to cram stuff into the bag just to see exactly how much will go. The Etcher field case was just a bit too big to fit in that last little gap, so I'll see if I can fit that in somewhere else. I've got this other pencil case, which is long enough to fit Tombow markers in, and for some reason I took it out of the bag again, I don't know why. Actually, now I'm remembering, it was to see if I could stand up some paint palettes. The 12 set fits well, the 24 tin is a bit tall for that, so it's going to have to lay flat. It does fit front to back in the bag though. Another random pencil case that I sat on top, but I still had that tiny little gap to fill, so I looked around and I found one of my small sketchbooks in a leather cover here, and this fits in there perfectly, so in it went. I mean, you can see how I've just got all sorts of different art supplies. This is not what I would end up packing the bag with, but I was doing this for the first time and getting first impressions just to see what would go where. That field case is just a bit too large for that front pocket as well, but that other smaller case will go in there quite easily. The bag itself comes with a shoulder strap, so it's meant to be carried like a messenger bag, and it is a little bulky sticking out from your hip because there is so much depth in it, but it does actually fit that full-size tin of watercolours up to 52 half pans, and I was determined to get that field case in somewhere, so I removed the watercolour tin just for now, and I'm putting the field case in the top mesh pocket. Is it gonna fit? Please let it fit, because I really like this field case. And yay, it goes in there, fitting in pretty much perfectly. And it stayed put quite well in that mesh, even though it's upside down. I took out random pencil case and I'm putting in this brush case on top of everything, just to see if it will go as well. It's sticking out a little bit, but the lid of the bag is so voluminous, it kind of just goes over the top of everything, and I think I was even able to fit that in. It was a bit of a struggle just there though. I should have turned the brush case around 90 degrees. But am I going to get that zip up? Yes I am, because I remembered there's another zip on the other side, so I could close this up about halfway and then go to that other zip and close the remainder of it. With my arm in the way, there we go. Pretty much closed, just a tiny gap in the middle there. And then I just stuck this pencil case on the outside pocket, with my water bottle of course in the other outer pocket. And now of course the bag weighs an absolute ton, far more than I would want to lift and carry around with me. But theoretically it can be filled to absolute capacity like this. The bag itself is really light, it only weighs 600 grams when it's empty, as opposed to the Jazza bag, which was nearly 2 kilos I think empty. So that's a huge weight difference. The lighter the starting weight of the bag, the better it is for airline travel, and this could easily be used as carry-on. But I've emptied the bag again so that I can fill it full of pens, because this is a Tombow bag, and Tombow are well known for their markers, so I figured it would actually be good to show what it looks like when you're just filling it with pens. And there is that option to get the Tombow bag with the Tombow pen packets, but it was far too expensive for me. Plus I have a whole heap of other pens here, including this Montmartre lettering set that I hadn't even opened yet, and I decided I may as well do that now. I think I own only one actual Tombow pen, and I would not have a clue where that is right now, but these marker pens had some long ones in it as well, and I'm pretty sure these are the same length as the Tombow, so I thought this would be fine to demonstrate with. Being a Tombow bag, it is designed to fit Tombow markers really well. There is a plastic insert you can get where you can stand the pens up like this, and the bag is pretty much the exact height of the Tombow pen, so they've designed that very well. They also fit nicely in that side pocket. I forgot to test if they lay flat in the pocket, but I'm pretty sure they do just looking at that. But I decided to stuff them all in upright because it's just easier to pull them out of the bag that way rather than when they're sideways. I then proceeded to move them around to different parts of the bag so you can see them and how they stack in there. I just laid them all in flat. You could fit so many pins in there, and of course they all fit in the front pocket as well, very easily. I'd love to hear from you in the comments if you've had lots of issues trying to find a bag that's suitable enough for your own art supplies. I mean, everyone has different needs, so no one bag is going to be perfect for every artist. And you also really have to use a bag to know if it's going to be any good. These are woodless pencils, and I decided just to put them to one side because the graphite was smudging everywhere. I'm just going to stick to the pens today. So when it comes for shopping around for a bag, it's always a really good idea to think about the kinds of supplies you want to fit in the bag. Are you going to be walking around with the bag or travelling overseas with it because weight then becomes an issue? Or do you just want a bag that stays around the home or studio and you can use it for storage, just putting in a whole bunch of pens like this? I'm not actually completely sure how I'm going to use the bag yet, but what I like about this particular bag is it has so many possibilities, and I think it's a really good size. It's not too big, but it's also not tiny and useless, which I've had issues with in the past. So I'm actually just going to take out the inserts for a while and see what else I can fit in the main chamber once there's nothing else in it. For instance, how big of a piece of paper will it fit? This marker paper came in that pen set. It is A4 size, it stands up nicely, but when I lay it down, it just doesn't quite fit. And it's bending slightly at the back there, so it's just under an A4 size. To demonstrate that further, I have my hardback A4 sized sketchbook, and when I push it upright, you can see it is standing above the zip. But the lid is really great because it doesn't lay completely flat and is hollow, so if you don't fill the top mesh pocket too much, you can fit a book in easily, and there's plenty of room inside the lid. But it doesn't sit flat. It sits on an angle like that, which is just one little downfall of the bag. I just wish it was that tiny bit bigger so it would fit an A4 sketchbook laying flat. But for me, it's not a huge deal breaker because at least they will stand upright and you can just put all your papers to one end like that and then fill the rest with art supplies. But this of course means that you can't have the inserts in there. When I travel, I usually have an A5 sketchbook and that will go in there with no problems anyway. But I was curious, how many pens can I fit into this bag? So I've just been pulling things out of pencil cases and I'm just going to see just what will fit in there. I've got a whole bunch of fine liners and brush pens, but wait, there's more. Because of course I have pens everywhere in my studio and in all sorts of little bags like this, so I thought it would be really fun just to put all of them together and see how much will actually fit in here. I have fine liners and brush pens, pens that I have accumulated over many years, many of which I've forgotten I've had, and it's kind of a shame that they don't get used. So I thought, what happens if I put them all together? Will it encourage me to draw with them and fill up my very neglected sketchbooks, because I haven't been doing much of that lately? And I have a particular love for brush pens. So that's all that came out of that bag, and I think I've pretty much filled up this front pocket as much as I want to, but it doesn't actually stick out that much. As for the rest of the bag, well, I have an entire drawer full of pens here, so let's see if these will all go in as well. Oh dear, that's a lot of pens. And a lot of pencil cases too. I'll start off with the biggest pencil case, and that fits in there so satisfyingly. I'm kinda shocked that one fits in there. I need to go through that pencil case and cull any pens that aren't working, but that's a job for another day. I was looking around to see what else is large in this collection, and I've got that plastic box down the bottom with a whole bunch of different gel pens that I bought years and years ago. I've used them quite a lot, and I think half of them are dead, so I need to get rid of those too. But they all look so beautiful in that plastic container. And something I did later on off camera was actually sort through all of these pencil cases and recategorize my pens into a better order. So one case has all of the brush pens, another has the coloured fine liners, and then another again has all of the black fine liners. But just stuffing in all of the pencil cases as they are, pretty much everything fit in here. And I think this really shows just how much volume is in this bag and how much will go in it. The price goes up and down on Amazon a bit, but it's pretty much around 50 Australian dollars for the empty bag, and I think about 150 to 200 Australian dollars if you want the bag to come with Tombow pens, and I decided that I did not want to pay that much. 50 bucks is plenty, and you can see here I already have a million pens, so I really don't need more. The smaller boxes of pens fit nicely in the mesh lid, although they will slide out a little bit. $50 may seem like quite a lot, but in comparison, the two Jazza bags that I bought with shipping ended up to be around 400 Australian dollars, and that is just ridiculous, and I have huge buyer's remorse for that. It's only because I have a YouTube channel that I even considered that price in the first place, but I should have just got this bag because it is so much better. I love it. I mean, look how much stuff I've fit in it. The Jazza bag wouldn't even take probably half of this. So as far as I'm concerned, this is $50 well spent already, and I haven't even taken the bag out or used it in the field yet. But already I love it so much. It's such a nice bag. The build quality is great. I think it looks quite nice. But most importantly, it holds an absolute motherload of art supplies. If you're looking for a bag to hold all of your pens, I 100% recommend this one. As for what it's going to be like to travel with or carry painting supplies, the jury's still out on that one, but I plan on using this bag more in the future, and so far it's looking really great. I am really happy with this bag so far, much happier than the Jazza bag, which I'm still sore about. I have high hopes for the Tombow bag, and with my first impressions, yes, I'd recommend it. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope this review was helpful, particularly as there's not much out there about it. And I'd really appreciate a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe. Here's the video on the not so great Jazza bag, and an old art bag video from the archives. Have a great day out there. I'll see you all again in my next video. Swatch you later. Bye!